Hello friends, we are continuing discussion of solution, and if suppose we are given question is calculate BP of 0.1 molal, say suppose CaCl2 solution which is 40% dissociated. All right, so the relation is delta TB is equal to I into Kb into M. All right, I value you must remember 0.52. I'm sorry, Kb is 0.52, and I value you have to calculate. It is I told you I minus 1 0.4 equals I minus 1 3 minus 1 2 1.8. All right, into molality of the solution is given 0.1. So this is what you get the boiling point elevation. And then if the boiling point is asked, what you have to do, you have to write the boiling point of water solvent if not mentioned plus delta TB. This will be the boiling point of solution. All right. Similarly, say suppose we are given say 2 molar NaCl, and it is 50% dissociated, and we have to calculate pi. So pi is equal to IMRT. All right, this is I factor. Again, it is I minus 1 and eta minus 1 equal to alpha. 50% means 0.5. And for NaCl, the value of eta is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 0.5 or 1.5. 1.5, and molarity is given. This is 2, and R is this is normally expressed in atmosphere, so it is 1 by 0.082 or 1 by 1 by it is 0.082 or 1 by 12. In place of 0.082, you can use 1 by 12. And temperature, if not mentioned, you have to use 298 Kelvin. Or for objective questions, even you can use 300. It won't mind. Means you will get nearest answer. All right. So this is it, the calculation part. And you will find many objective questions which has highest BP. Highest OP. All right, so you should be careful with the increase in number of particles with the increase in number of solute particles. With the increase in number of solute particles, these two factors BP and OP increases, and with the increase in number of solute particles, freezing point and osmotic pressure, freezing point and vapor pressure, these two factors decreases. Means a solution having largest number of particle will show highest BP, the same solution will show highest osmotic pressure, the same solution will show lowest freezing point, and the same solution will show lowest vapor pressure. Say suppose we are given question is say suppose options are given. Let us see the option. 0.1 molal urea solution. All right, we are given 0.1 molal urea solution. Second, 0.01 molal sucrose solution. Third, 0.001 molal say glucose solution. The question is which one will show highest boiling point. So this solution with maximum number of solute particle will show highest BP. The same solution will show highest OP. Same solution will show lowest vapor pressure, and same solution will show lowest freezing point. Whereas this solution having minimum number of particle will show lowest osmotic pressure, same solution will show lowest boiling point, same solution will show largest vapor pressure, and same solution will show highest freezing point. All right, so this you should be careful. And if we are given say 0.1 molal NaCl solution, 0.1 molal CaCl2 solution, and 0.1 molal AlCl3 solution, then you should be careful, because whatever like delta TB you want to calculate, it should be now I into M. Delta TB is proportional to I into M. Delta TF is proportional to I into M, like that. So I factor is 0.1. This should be multiplied by 2. Here it should be multiplied by 3. Here it should be multiplied by 4. So now we have maximum number of particles in this case. Alright, we have maximum number of particles in this case. So this solution will show highest boiling point, highest osmotic pressure, highest boiling point, highest osmotic pressure, lowest freezing point, and lowest vapor pressure, the same solution. And in this case, this solution will show lowest boiling point, lowest osmotic pressure, and same solution will show highest freezing point and highest vapor pressure. So these kind of questions are normally asked. And in certain cases there is a specific question, like if we have say we are given Ki solution, and in this solution we have added HgI2. What happens to a freezing point? What happens to freezing point of the solution? So normally students think that due to addition of more number of solid particles, freezing point should further decrease. But this is a specific case. Here what happens when HgI2 is added to Ki solution, a complex formation takes place, that is it forms K2HgI4. So before mixing this HgI2, we have 2 K positive and 2 I negative, means we have a total of 4 particles, whereas after mixing we have only 3 particles, that is we have 2 K positive and 1 this particle. So there is decrease in number of particles, so the freezing point increases. So this kind of questions you should be careful about. Or we are given say semi-permeable membrane, and we are given 1 molar KNO3 solution and 1 molar acetic acid solution. What will happen? Whether solvent particles move from left to right or from right to left, what will happen? This kind of question. So normally students think that say they have same concentration and they produce same number of particles, 2 KNO3 means 1 K positive, 1 NO3 negative. Similarly here 1 acetate negative and H positive, so number of particles should remain same, so no movement will occur. But the thing is this is a strong electrolyte, means its extent of ionization is more, whereas here extent of ionization is less. So this is basically more concentrated when we can compare I into M, and here I into M is comparatively less, so this is comparatively dilute, so solvent particles will move from left to right. Alright, so these kind of questions are normally asked and you should be careful about. Okay, so these are the things. Okay, so this is about solution. All the best.